What is up, Mom Nation? Happy Tuesday and welcome back to Energy Shift. I am Erin and I'm sorry, I can't move up. I'm sorry I missed you last week. I had a crazy bug that kept me in bed for most of the week. You can probably still hear it in my voice and see it in my face. I'm exhausted. Haven't been sleeping well. I'm finally coming out of it, but it was gnarly. So I figured I'd pop on today and just talk about some tips and tricks that can help with managing cold and flu season, because usually it's kind of inevitable that we're going to pop into it, but there's a lot of things that we can do to make sure that our immune system stays strong. So maybe you don't get sick, don't get as sick as you could get, and also get past it as fast as humanly possible. That's the main thing, right? Especially with little ones at home. You have kids in school, you know that the kids are bringing home stuff. You're going out to more social events. We're sleeping less. We have more stress. And so our bodies are just more susceptible to germs and viruses. So obviously, I'm not a medical doctor. So this is not medical advice. This is just more ways that you can support your body, support your hormones, support your gut health, and support your immune system. So we'll dive into just some easy supplementation first that's going to help. Some of it you will probably be very well aware of, but some of it may come as a new addition to the supplement routine. So the first one, everybody knows, vitamin C. I take vitamin C daily, and vitamin C is going to help with a lot of things, but it's going to help boost and support your immune function. So getting vitamin C in, whether that's capsules or you like the little packets, whatever works for you. Your body does tend to absorb liquid better. So this time of year, I actually do both. I do a capsule with my supplement stack once a day. And then I have been drinking, especially being sick last week, I was doing 1 to 2 emergency packets in order to just boost up my vitamin C. And whatever the body doesn't use, it's going to flush out. So you don't have to worry about having too much of that. Another one is vitamin D3K2. That's going to help with circadian rhythm. So getting enough and adequate sleep and deep rest. So we want to take that in the morning with food. So you want that to come with a fat source. So whatever you're having for breakfast, just make sure you have the vitamin D after. It can cause some stomach upset if you are taking it on an empty stomach. So I don't advise that. So take it after you have your first meal of the day. You want to get a K2 combo because it helps the vitamin D3 absorb better. And then another one is a stress support supplement that I use, and it's ashwagandha. I'm sure you've heard of it. They come in gummy form, they come in pill form. Pill form is usually better. I like gummies. I'm a huge gummy fan, but for absorbability purposes, having them in capsule form is going to probably do you a better service. That helps with stress. So a stress system is going to cause a weakened immune response. And so if we can help our cortisol rhythm, we can help our sleep support, those things are going to make sure your immune system stays strong enough to combat these little bugs that are flying around. Additionally, some lifestyle stuff that we can do. Of course, we all know from our days of living through a pandemic, keeping your hands super, super clean. So washing your hands frequently after you're cooking food, after you're going to the bathroom, after you've gotten out of the car, especially if you've been in public. And I'm not saying this to patronize. I forget too. Like I spent a lot of the last 2 weekends, the holiday weekend and the weekend before, out entertaining guests, out at restaurants. And I know that I did not wash my hands as frequently as I should have when I got home. You know, you're touching rails and you're touching tabletops, and people are bringing in germs to those places. So if we can keep our hands clean, that is going to make such a huge difference. So we're going to supplement to keep internal clean. We're going to keep our hands clean to make sure that we are not passing the viruses into the household. Getting out in the sunshine. This is such a huge one. Walks, a little bit of sweating. So we want to support our body's natural detox pathways. And like detox pathways are going to be like, going to the bathroom, ones and twos, and sweating. Sweating is going to help support your immune system and balance. And like right now, it's a little bit cooler outside, but if you can get outside for a moderate walk in the sun, sunshine in the eyeballs, it's going to support natural vitamin D3 or natural vitamin D, and it's going to help with those detox pathways as well. So we're pushing out germs or pushing out inflammation. It's going to help you sleep better. This is a huge thing too with illness. If we're not sleeping well, and this, I know that this was part of my problem, is when people are at my house and I'm entertaining, I am not sleeping as deep. I have some insomnia issues just in general. And I can talk about that a little bit too, like things that I've tried and that I'm using for support there. But my sleep suffers. There may be some more fun foods in the mix. I usually have a cocktail or two, and alcohol is going to be directly related to sleep disturbances. It causes some liver cycle malfunction. So essentially your liver runs on a cycle, and that may end at like 2 to 4 a.m. So if you notice, like, yes, it's hormonal, yes, it's cortisol, and yes, it can be liver, that those 2 to 4 a.m. wake up times. So understanding that we want to prioritize strong, healthy, and deep sleep as much as possible. So if you have events going on and you know that your sleep is going to suffer, just making sure the rest of the week you are getting your proper rest in. So we'll talk about that too in a second. Things that you can do to support sleep, though, even if you've had some cocktails, you're up a little bit late, not eating right before bed. If you can eliminate snacking or having later meals, that is going to help with sleep. If your body's working on digestion, it is not working on focusing on rest. So you may have interrupted sleep patterns. You may wake up a bunch throughout the night. And yes, it's going to cause that like 2 to 4 a.m. wake up window. That's so annoying. That's something that I'm dealing with right now after being sick. It's chronic for me. Sometimes it gets better. Sometimes it gets worse. My body responds really poorly. Like last week with basically, I don't know what I had. It felt very COVID adjacent. I lost my taste. I had a fever. I was there was some sinus things going on, really, really run down, really, really fatigued. And I didn't really have much of an appetite. And even though I was trying to eat, it was significantly less. So that is also going to down regulate your body's stress response because you're sick and you're under fueled. And when we're sick, we can't really help that. There's only so much you can do, like stuffing food in, like you're eating soup. It's not super calorically dense. We're just doing the best that we can. So you can expect, especially after more serious bug, that you're going to have another week of weird recovery symptoms. So that's where we can play, throw magnesium into the mix before you go to bed. And really, we should all be taking magnesium glycinate before we go to bed anyway. But this is where we can double down on like the vitamin C packets, the stress support supplements, ashwagandha, and vitamin D3K2. Vitamin D3K2 and magnesium work as a team. So they're going to help support each other and your circadian rhythm. So you're getting more adequate sleep. That sleep support is just so huge to maintaining that healthy balance. So you'll notice if you're not getting enough sleep, you feel more inflamed. You may even, if you weigh yourself, you may even see the scale come up, even though you're eating less because you're sick. That's all inflammation and that's all a stress response. So we want to do our best to get that down as much as we possibly can. So in addition to that, we're going to support with nutrition. So like I said, last week, I was super sick and nutrition was low. I was trying to eat 3 meals a day, but what that looked like was like a small yogurt, maybe some berries in the morning, where I regularly would have a bigger, more protein dense breakfast, and then some turkey soup I made in the afternoon. And then by dinner, I was so exhausted that it was measly for a couple of days. And I tried, and you may notice this pattern too, like your kids or yourself, like during the day you feel a little bit better, not great, but at night you start to feel worse as your body starts to wind down and go into like more rest mode. And that's where like you may not have an appetite, you may just want to go to bed. So do your best to have maybe a protein shake or a bowl of oatmeal, something that's going to be nourishing, satisfying, but not overly like an overcommitment to food on your system, and also not making a huge meal because you don't want to be in the kitchen for an hour cooking, eating, cleaning, especially when you're not feeling good. So keeping it super, super simple is the key to eliminating that stress response, upregulating your immune response, and getting yourself and your family to feel better. And then as soon as you can, get outside. Sunshine has been proven, vitamin D, again, has been proven to help with immune response and promote natural healing. I know it sounds very hippie, and I got a little hippie in me. I like it. Getting outside, grounding is so huge. So like feet in the grass, in the dirt, in the sand, wherever you are. Natural connection to the earth also helps with immune response and stress. And since I'm currently in Mexico, but similar climate, we're all in Arizona for the most part. If you're in the Phoenix area, we have warmer weather, so you can get outside. It's not freezing to take your shoes off, sit in the grass. And this is something that you can use throughout the year, which is really cool for natural stress support. And it has been proven to work with kids too. Like, get your kids out in the grass with their shoes off, running around. It helps with immunity. It helps with sleep. It helps with all kinds of things, and it's free. That's the best part of the situation is you can do this. You can promote health. You can promote healing for just time spent outside, and the kids need to run around anyway. And especially when you're not feeling good, if you just need to like get outside and sit, the kids are running around, got some grass on the feet, and it feels so good. I forgot about that. Like I reminded myself the other day, we don't have grass in our yard. We have turf, but there's some grass down the way. We'll take our dogs for a walk, and I'll, like if I am wearing slides or something like that, can take my shoes off and just stand for a little while in the grass, and it feels really, really good. So yeah, that is my natural homeopathic vitamin, sleep, take care of yourself recommendation for getting through the holidays, getting through cold and flu season. Make sure you're taking care of you too this time of year, because everything is so hectic. We're running from event to event. We're going to Christmas concerts and Christmas parties and Hanukkah concerts, odd parties, like all kinds of things we have going on. Christmas shopping. Stress is just high. So we're going to naturally like lean into a more compromised stress state and immune state. So if you remember to take care of yourself and make sure you're eating enough when you can, skipping meals is also hugely problematic. And we forget that. Like we forget to eat a lot, and we wonder why our body's responding in a crazy capacity. But my voice is going away, as you can tell. So hopefully this was helpful. I'm going to pop off and keep this one short today, but I'll be back for longer episodes in the upcoming weeks. And as always, if there's anything you want me to talk about, if you ever want to be on Energy Shift, if you love talking about health, wellness, routine, please reach out to me. I would love to have you on. I would love to answer your questions. I would love to have a conversation. I am here to support you all. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll be back next week.
Struggling to feel your best? When energy is low and nothing seems to work, it's time for a new approach. Here's someone who guides real people to real, lasting wellness. Meet Erin McDonald, certified master health coach, nutrition coach, and NASM personal trainer. helping you create simple, lasting routines that support a healthier, more energized you. Feel better, move better, live better. Because health isn't just a goal, it's a lifestyle you deserve. Take the first step toward feeling your best. Your future self will thank you. Connect with Erin today.